Hey everyone, it's Lexie. So in today's video I'll be doing a book haul. So it's been a while since I did my last book haul. I looked, it was all the way back in January, so I haven't really been purchasing many books. I've been on a book buying ban, and the way I have it structured is I'm only allowed to buy 14 new releases or 14 new books throughout the year. And so I've been really good at sticking to it. I made one little change to it in terms of okay, I successfully defended my PhD, so I let myself get a few books. Some of them are already read, and the way it also works too, if it's a book that I've already read but I just don't own, that doesn't count towards the ban because it's not adding to my TBR. So there's some little footnotes in terms of how I've been arranging this book ban, but I've done pretty good. I think I've only bought, actually I can look here in my bullet journal, but I've been good so far. I've been very impressed with my book buying ban skills. So I've only bought 5 books throughout the whole year that have basically make up my book buying ban books. So I've been very good with that. And so I have some here, like I said, one of them is a gift to myself, so I'm not counting it, but they're kind of all over in terms of genre. 2 of them were some of my most anticipated new releases of the year, which I'm really excited about. So without further ado, let's just dive right in. So this is one that doesn't count towards my ban, and just because it's not necessarily a novel, but it is the Japan Lonely Planet travel guide. And so whenever I go someplace new, I always like to have a travel guide either for that country or that city. So I'm going to be going to Japan in July to present my research at a conference, and so my boyfriend's going to come with me, and we're going to spend a few days in Tokyo, and then our conference is in Fukuoka. So I always like to kind of have these, and then I have a nice collection of places that I've been for travel books. So yeah, I thought this would be good too, just because there is differences in culture and language more so than the other places that I've traveled to. So I always think it's good to kind of have these, and then we can kind of plan out some of the things that we would like to do and all of that. So yeah, I just wanted to get my own little travel book for Japan just to have. And my local bookstore has been having free books, so they are getting arcs for whatever reason. A lot of them are YA focused, but they have free arcs that you can pick up. And so this is one that just caught my eye. I believe it is YA, but it sounded very interesting, and it is Forged by Blood, which is by Ehigbor Okosun. I know I totally butchered that, but it just sounded interesting, and I was like, you know what, it's free, doesn't count towards the book ban. So it says, in the midst of an authoritarian regime and political invasion, Demi just wants to survive, to avoid the suspicion of the non-magical Aegis who occupy her ancestral home in Ife, the escaped king Sorsen's brutal genocide of her people, the darker-skinned, magic-wielding Alusu, and to live peacefully with her secretive mother while learning to control the terrifying blood magic that is her birthright. I'm just gonna close this window because the birds are singing right now. But and then it goes, but when Demi misplaced trust costs her mother's life, survival change gives way to vengeance. She bides her time until the devious Lord Akawasi grants her the perfect opportunity, kidnap the Aji prince, Jonas, and bargain with his life to save the remaining Alusu. With the help of her reckless childhood friend, Colin, Demi succeeds, but discovers that she and Jonas share more than deadly secrets. Every moment tangles them further in a forbidden, unmistakable attraction, much to Colin and Demi's distress. But yeah, this one just seemed really interesting, and I was like, it's free, might as well pick myself up a copy. So these are the books that don't count towards my book buying ban, and they were just my gift to myself for successfully defending and becoming my dissertation and becoming a doctor. So I picked these up for myself as a little milestone gift, and it is the Folk of the Air trilogy and then the new Stolen Air duology by Holly Black. I marathoned through this trilogy in amongst when I was like preparing to defend and like defending. And so these books, I was like, you know what, I really enjoyed them. I originally got them from the library and I wanted to kind of add them to my collection. So I like marathon through these. I read through them fairly quickly too, even though I didn't have a lot of brain cells dedicated to reading. I really got invested in them, and I'll talk more about them in my wrap up. But I just wanted to pick myself up the trilogy. And then I also, when I was there, realized that there is another kind of spin-off series that focuses on Surin, who we get introduced to, but this is like her new duology, I want to say, that takes place in the same world 7 years after the events of the last book in here. So yeah, I just kind of been marathoning these books. I'm almost done the Stolen Heir right now, and so you can see I really love them. I read them fairly quickly, and yeah, they're just a lot of fun. So I was like, you know what, this was a big milestone and I wanted to get myself something a little special, so I got myself these 4 books here as a graduation gift. And lastly, these are the books that did count towards my book buying ban, and the first one is Stateless by Elizabeth Wein, and I was so excited for this. She wrote the Codename Verity duology and like extended series, and I just love that series so much. So I was excited when she had a new book coming out, and it was just really fun. So it follows Stella North, who is a female pilot who is participating in a kind of flight competition within Europe that is used to promote peace during 1939. And so she is the only woman participating in this event, and she ends up, you know, clashing. There's a mystery. One pilot is kind of mysteriously murdered during one of his flight, and it kind of goes off from there. Not only is it kind of a cat and mouse like mystery thing, but it also has the murder mystery aspect in here as well, which was a lot of fun. I really loved it. She hasn't had a book release in a while, so I was really excited to pick this one up. I really loved it, and I think it's also interesting too, because given the time frame of this being, it is 1937, sorry. So you know that the fate of these people is essentially doomed in the next few years with the war starting. So it is very interesting kind of knowing what is ahead with these people and these people from these different countries and what's in store for them in the future. But yeah, I really like this. Like, she's a really good historical fiction author that integrates a lot of aviation into her stories. So yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I was really excited to have a new release from this author. And lastly, these books were some of my most anticipated releases, I think, of the year. I think I have a few exciting releases, but nothing will top how I feel about these two. The first of which is The Golden Doves by Martha Hall Kelly. I love her Faraday family trilogy, with Lilac Girls, all of them. And so I was really excited for her new book coming out that I believe takes place post World War II, but is a little bit different than kind of focusing on one family's involvement. So it says, American Josie Anderson and Parisian Arlette Leroux are thrilled to be working in the French resistance, stealing so many Nazi secrets that they become known as the Golden Doves, renowned across France and hunted by the Gestapo. Their courage will cost them everything. When they are finally arrested and taken to Ravensbrück concentration camp, along with their loved ones, a reclusive Nazi doctor does unspeakable things to Josie's mother, a celebrated Jewish singer who joined her daughter in Paris when the world seemed bright, and Arlette's son is stolen from her, never to be seen again. A decade later, the Doves fall headlong into a dangerous dual mission. Josie is working for U.S. Army intelligence and accepts an assignment to hunt down the infamous doctor, while a mysterious man tells Arlette he may have found her son. The Golden Doves embark on a quest across Europe and ultimately to French Guiana, discovering a web of terrible secrets, and must put themselves in grave danger to finally secure justice and protect the ones they love. I'm really excited for this. I'm curious too, because Lilac Girls has a character that is in Ravensbrück, so I wonder if she'll make a guest appearance in this. But I really love this. Martha Hall Kelly is probably one of my favorite historical fiction authors, and so I'm really excited. She hasn't had a new release come out since, I want to say, during COVID. Like I said, that those years are kind of blended together, but she hasn't had a new release in a couple years, so I'm very, very excited to dive right into this one. Next up, this is also one of my favorite authors, and she hasn't had one come out since way before COVID, so I'm really excited about this one, and it is Homecoming by Kate Morton. And yeah, I'm just excited. I splurged to treat myself and got the signed copy from Barnes & Noble, so that's how much that's how much I love. I've read all her books, love them, and this one just sounds super interesting. I think it's a good blend of kind of a murder mystery intertwined with a historical fiction setting. And with Kate Morton's other books, she does a really good job weaving in the two storylines as you're trying to figure out what happened in the past with the present day character. So I am very excited. And so it says, Adelaide Hills, Christmas Eve, 1959. At the end of a scorching hot day, beside a creek on the grounds of a grand country home, a local man makes a terrible discovery. Police are called, and the small town of Tambilla becomes embroiled in one of the most baffling murder investigations in the history of South Australia. Many years later, and thousands of miles away, Jess is a journalist in search of a story. Having lived and worked in London for nearly 2 decades, she now finds herself unemployed and struggling to make ends meet. A phone call summons her back to Sydney, where her beloved grandmother Nora, who raised Jess when her mother could not, has suffered a fall and is seriously ill in the hospital. At Nora's house, Jess discovers a true crime book chronicling a long-buried police case, the Turner family tragedy of 1959. It is only when Jess skims through the pages that she discovers a shocking connection between her own family and this notorious event, a mystery that has never been satisfactorily resolved. So I'm really excited. Like I said, I love Kate Morton, and she does such a tremendous job at weaving in the two storylines, and does it in a way that it doesn't feel disjointed. It's like a good overall continuation of the overall narrative, and I'm just really excited to dive right in. I like how it has like a cold murder mystery kind of cold case in here as well, and I just cannot wait to dive right in. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this book haul. I don't think there'll be another book haul for the next few months or so. I don't think there's very many new releases coming out over the summer. I think like 1 or 2, but I'm kind of holding off until the fall because I feel like fall is where we kind of get more book releases. But yeah, I'm very proud that I've been sticking to this book buying ban. Like, I feel very, very accomplished. I have 5 done out of 14, so feeling pretty good. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below if you have any new releases that you picked up or new books that you're excited about and all of that fun stuff. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.